Hello, and thank you so much for joining us for our virtual benefits and breakfast. My name is Tyler Zimmerman. I'm the Membership Engagement Coordinator for the Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce, along with Corey Melton, who is our Vice President of Membership and Talent Retention. Development, I'm retention. And we're going to be telling you all why you should be proud to be a chamber member and what all your benefits include. So, Corey, let's have you kick it off and tell us exactly what is the Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you, Tyler, and thank you to everyone for joining us this morning. I just want to take a couple of minutes and fill you in a little bit about our chamber and just about what a chamber is in general. So our Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce is just shy of 100 years old, and we're about 1,285 members strong right now. And that really gives you a picture of what a Chamber of Commerce is. So back when chambers first started, every chamber can trace its history to some kind of event or something that the businesses needed to come together to accomplish as a group. And that's exactly what it is. It's a group of businesses. So you as a business owner are the chamber. Because we know that together, businesses working together can accomplish more than businesses working one by one. Right now, we are in the midst of a coronavirus and people are quarantined and different things are going on. And more than ever, it's evident how working together we can get through this. So the chamber has really three areas that we focus in primarily. The first one, oddly enough, is the one most people until recently realized we don't even do as much, and that's our advocacy. So if you look at the big picture, we have the United States Chamber of Commerce, the U.S. Chamber. They focus very heavily on policy and legislation at the federal level. We have the Florida Chamber of Commerce, which we are very lucky to have in our own backyard here in Tallahassee. They focus, again, heavily on statewide issues and work with the state legislature on things that, again, are in business interest. And then here in Tallahassee, we focus at the city, the county level, working with our school board, working with all of the different partners and stakeholders to better the business community in Tallahassee. So that's everything from what will attract businesses to come here, to working with our existing businesses so that they can grow and expand, working with our employees and then our employers to develop talent and make sure that we are working with our school system as well to make sure that kids are coming out of our schools prepared to go to work or to go to college or anything in between that. So we are very much entrenched in the business community, and our sole purpose is to help grow that business community. So when you look at something, you know, like legislation, well, it wouldn't be legislation, but if you're looking at something coming out of a city or county commission meeting, we are in the background way before it ever even gets to the agenda to make sure that it is something that's good for business. And sometimes that may include looking at taxes, or it may be looking at other things that are coming up on the agendas and looking at what it does to the broader business community. And we have a group called our Business Advocacy Committee. It's made up of members, your peers, that are looking out on your behalf. And please know too that not just on the bigger issues, but even if you have a specific issue to your business, maybe you need someone to return a phone call, or you've got something going on that you need contact and you don't even know who to contact, we are a resource for you. And it may not be something that we can specifically resolve, but we can put you in contact with the person who can. And so we really try to connect people and get those things answered for you so that you can get on about doing your business and growing your business there. So advocacy is definitely one that kind of encompassed the growing business piece of it as well. We are very heavily involved in talent and workforce development. We know that up until just recently, there was a big skills gap, and that there were lots of our employers who were looking for good workers, and there was a shortage of that. And there's always just going to be workforce issues. And so we are working to help connect, again, those gaps. working with our employers, working with our education providers, gathering the data that we need so that we can better match those two. And we also want to make sure, again, that our students in Leon County, Tallahassee, are coming out of school. They're either prepared and entering the workforce or earning certificates or earning degrees. We just want everyone to be able to have a job, because at the end of the day, that's what matters, and that's how we move our community forward, is good quality jobs that pay a living wage. So, so that's that piece of it. And then we have our other piece, which is much more what we're going to be talking about today. And those are those specific membership benefits that we bring to you as, delivered through events, through other kind of networking, through professional development, those types of things that probably you're most familiar with as a Chamber of Commerce. And so from here, I'm going to turn it back to Tyler and let her take you down that path.
So we're going to start with the member login page. So hopefully, if you're watching this, you're already a member, but if you're still interested in membership, that's fine too. We're going to go over all the reasons that you should be a member. But for starters, we're going to start with the member login. So I'm going to share my screen and open up maybe I'll share my screen. Here we go. Open up our website. So Corey, can you see that?
I can.
Great. So this is our homepage, and right now it's very centered towards COVID-19 coverage. So that's a huge thing that we're doing right now, is just trying to be a resource for all of our members and non-members, and just keep them up to date as possible and be in the know from the most reputable sources that we have here in town. But to kick it off, we're going to start with just your member login page. And here is, if you are a member, is something that you're going to get very familiar with. Corey, do you want to take over here with the members login?
Sure. So every member has their own unique login. If you have forgotten yours, you can see down there it says click here for login information. At the Chamber, we do not have the ability to see your login, but we can reset it for you, or you can click this and it will walk you through doing that. So are you going to log in there for us, Tyler? Sure. Once you are in the members only section, if you have registered for events, you'll see here that it will show up under my events. If you'll scroll down, there will be an event calendar for you to see upcoming events. And then at the very bottom, if you have attended an event and paid for it, you will see the receipts down here in the bottom. And on each of those receipts, you can click on it, and it will allow you to view the receipt and print it. So if you need a printed copy for accounting purposes, you can always access it right there through your member center. Back up at the top on the right-hand side, and let me move these pictures out of my way. You will see that you have the opportunity to change your username and password, of course. We will assign you one when you first join, but after that, you can certainly change that. Update your contact information. So Tyler, let's take a look at that. And this is something that we ask that as you think about it, please do keep us up to date on your contact information. So if you get a new or you change a little bit of your company name or something like that, please let us know. You can see right up here at the top, it says edit my profile. If you click on that button, it will give you a list of your company profile. I'll let it show up. So you can complete that information there. And as you scroll down, you'll see where it has your website, and full-time and part-time employee count. We do not publish that anywhere. It is great for us to know because we do use it when we're pulling different members, if we're trying to find a certain size organization. Over on the left, you'll see some other tabs there, additional addresses. If you have a different mailing address from your physical address. Also, if you work from home and you want a post office address, this would be a great place to put that. Under directory listing is where we get the direction for where your profile shows up directory, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. Think yellow pages. So there is a category, and then within each category is a subcategory. And you can select those and change them at any time. You'll see there's a description underneath the subcategories. There's a short description of 250 characters. We'll show you where this shows up, and keywords for keyword searches. So complete that, and then depending on your membership level will tell us where that short description and long description actually are visual in the directory listing. Social media, super important. Please, please fill in the links to your social media pages. Again, we'll show you in the directory where this comes into play, but we do have a referral report that will show you anytime someone clicks on your website or your social media from our website, but only if you have that completed here, of course. So please make sure you do that. When you're finished, down at the bottom, save and submit, and that will come to us. We'll make the approvals, and then it will show up. So unlike a lot of places, this does not show up automatically. So it does come to us for approval, just to make sure that, you know, a former employee isn't trying to do something to you here or anything. Next, over again on your right, upload media, enhance listings only. So if you'll click on that, Tyler, here's where you have the opportunity to upload a video. So every member, regardless of your membership level, gets to upload a video. This is a YouTube video. You simply copy the embed code, and you'll notice there that the height and width parameters there of 300 each, so you may have to play with that a little bit. You will see that show up automatically though once it's in there. So video, and that is something, again, that you can update as often as you'd like. So if you have a video that is maybe seasonal, maybe you have a special one just for the holiday season, you can change those out as often as you would like to there. Other things that you can add, again, at certain levels, we include logos in your directory listing, so you can upload your logo there as well. After that, let me put my glasses back on here. Pay your bills. We do love this one. This is a simple way you may pay any of your bills online. If you simply click here, you'll see all of your open invoices. Similar to the receipts, you can click on that. So this is our own chamber invoice page, so we don't have any. We do have an invoice. You can click on the invoice number, view the invoice, print it, and pay it right there online. And we love that when you do that. And let's see, pay your bills. Referral report. Let's click on that. So this is the report where if you have put in your social media, you will be able to see the traffic from our website to yours. You can look per month, and this is referrals, impressions, leads, and your lead rate. So referrals means that someone has seen your directory listing. So there's lots of different ways. Every time they Google search, if yours comes up as one of the listings, it will show up here. If they actually click on it, then you will get your impressions and then leads, and you'll see the description there where Tyler just was. At the top, you can change the date range. There you go. So it automatically will go to the past year, but you can change that to any time frame there. And then you can also look at the referrals by type. There you go. And you'll see here, as you hover over each one of these numbers, it will give you the specific numbers and what you're looking at. But you'll see Facebook is the orange, Twitter the red, YouTube that kind of lime green and blue for the website if they actually click on your website. These again come directly from you entering your social media links. And this is available for you to look at any time, anytime you would like to log in and look. And so the next one down, add a coupon. You do have the opportunity to add a coupon here. There's a simple form to complete. So many times we'll have a member asked, how can I get my information out? How can I blast all of the members about this special that I'm running? Well, I like to remind them that they probably don't want 1,200, 1,300 emails from all of the other members as well. So this is our response so that they can share that. And you can see it's a simple form. You can put expiration dates. It has different types of coupons. So whether it's a buy one, get one, or what, you can complete that. And then that will go out to all the members. Now, at the moment, our mobile app is not up. When the mobile app is up, I think this will be a much stronger platform, but this is available, but you do have to log in as a member to use the coupons. So it's not out there for everyone, it's just for chamber members. And then we can, did I miss anything there, Tyler?
I don't think so. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I think we're good.
All right, so next we have the Member Action Center, which is where a lot of things are. I think a lot of people use this tab quite often. And one of the main things that you use right off the bat, if you're a new business or maybe just new with the chamber, because we can do ribbon cuttings anytime, is our ribbon cutting celebrations. So here we love to do ribbon cuttings all the time. Usually on an average week, we'll have probably about 3 ribbon cuttings. Obviously right now we're not having a ton of them because we can't, but whether you want to do a grand reopening or you're barely brand new starting your business, we will come out with our chamber ambassadors and myself with our giant scissors and a ribbon and make a whole shebang out of it. Or if you want to just have your internal team be there too, we can do that as well. And then, so basically you can schedule a ribbon cutting. You just have to press this button. It's a very short form to fill out. And then I will confirm the date and time with you. We do try to keep it during normal business hours just because a lot of our chamber ambassadors are volunteers. So like I said, those normal business hours right there, just to be respectful of their time. And then from there, it kind of goes everywhere. It goes to our member e-news. We sometimes post it on our social media. You are more than welcome to post it all over your social media. And it's just a fun little perk that's completely free to you as a member. So that's one of the first fun things we have there. And then we have our member, member events. Sorry, here we go. Member events. So here are all the events that you can submit to us. Again, everything that we have on our website is pretty much a short form. So really easy to submit, but if you have something going on at your business that you would like to get out there, spread the word about, you can submit it right here and it'll go to our communications department who will look it over, make sure that they have all the correct information, and then they'll post it on our website for you. And then member news is very, very similar to that as well. Corey, let me know if I'm forgetting anything, by the way.
Okay.
But member news is very similar to that as well. But maybe it's not an event. It's just, like the COVID-19 emergency fund that TMH Foundation is doing. And same thing, short form, and it'll go up on our website. And it'll also be included in our weekly e-news that goes out every Wednesday to all of our members.
Tyler, I would add for the member events, once you submit those, they do go on our calendar on the website, and they go in the e-news on the Wednesday prior to the event. So just if you're wondering when is the best time to submit it, you can submit it anytime, but that's when it actually goes out in e-news. For member news, it will go out in e-news the Wednesday, the next Wednesday after you submit it.
Gotcha. Yes. The other new initiative that we have right now is our Jobs Now initiative, which is it's brand new, and it's basically to help bridge that gap that Corey was talking about earlier with people who are hiring and all of the talent in our community who are looking for jobs. And this was something that we launched during COVID-19, just to kind of help out the community. So if you know anybody who is hiring, we are more than welcoming all of their submissions to put on our Jobs Now page, as well as if you're looking if you know anybody who's looking for a job, this is a good place to direct them to. Corey, do you want to go into coupons, rewards, and the drug card?
Sure. We did coupons. So just real quick on the next one down was the Chamber Rewards. And that is our selfish plug. We know how much you guys enjoy getting leads for your company, and we do too. We think everyone should be a Chamber member, of course. But if you have someone specifically that you've talked to that you think would make a great member, or maybe you've talked to them about membership and want us to follow up on it, you can honestly let me know any way you want. You can fill out the form here on this page. You can email me, call me, text me. I will follow up with that person. And when they do join, we have a nice gift card. Right now we have gift cards from Tasty Pastry Bakery and Riccardo's Italian Restaurant that I will send to you as a thank you. So we really appreciate it. We want you to keep thinking about us. And if you have a business and you would like to offer a gift card as a reward, we would love to take that, and we'll put that up here on the page as you see here, and offer that out. So again, just please keep us in mind and know that you know, we're always looking for new members as well. And then last but not least, the prescription drug card. Many of you have seen these at Walgreens and Publix. They're little cards. You can actually print one right here from the website. You do not have to include your name or at all. One of my favorite things about this card is that down here you can click the button, insert your specific prescription information, and you can see how much that prescription will cost in the participating pharmacies in our area. So if you have regular health insurance that has prescription coverage, you're probably better off with that. But you may have employees or contractors that don't have that great of a coverage, so this might be good for them. There are some drugs that may not be covered under your traditional insurance that you could try. I'll also let you know that if you have a pet that takes some of these prescriptions, so it could be, you know, anti-anxiety or something like that, you can use it there. So I used it at Walgreens for our dog who had storm anxiety, and it saved the prescription was about $70 originally, and we ended up paying $15 by using the card. So totally worth a try. And then if you have, you know, just some, like I said, some other prescription that may not be covered, this card is good anywhere in the United States for anyone. It doesn't matter if they're a chamber member or not. Again, there's no names attached to it, so they're not collecting data, but just keep that in your back pocket as something that, that you could use.
All right, so moving on to the fun stuff, not that everything's fun, but the stuff that a lot of people know us for, which is our events. We have over 200 events a year on a normal year. Might be a little bit under that this year, but we have all events ranging in all sizes. So no matter what kind of event you're looking for, essentially, if you're just kind of looking to make those connections and network with similar people and maybe in as leads for your business, we have those types of events, as well as big events that have 500 to 1,000 people that are more about learning and professional development. So here I'm going to kick it off with our business after hours. And business after hours is one of my favorites of our events. It's every month, and it's usually, or it's not usually, it's always held at a chamber member's business who sponsors that month's business after hours. And it's the, like you can see right here, the most popular networking programs. It's hosted by chamber members, and it attracts over 100 businesses and community leaders each event. And it's just a very casual way to network, and nobody's there selling anything. Nobody's bringing their promotional products. Nobody's doing anything like that. It's literally just, let's go grab a casual drink or snack after work at a local business and get to know each other. Corey, if you want to do the next one, which one do you want to do?
You pick.
Let's just start at the top. So chamber conference, the biggest one.
Awesome. So every August, we have a chamber conference. It is a community conference. Last year and for the next several years, it will be at Amelia Island. And This conference, we take about 550 registered attendees, pick them up, and we take them to Amelia Island to meet and network. And so this is, like I said, a community conference. So it's not a conference about the chamber. It's about our community. And boy, this year we'll have a lot to talk about. But it starts Friday night with an opening reception, Saturday morning breakfast, breakout sessions, a Saturday lunch, some free time in the afternoon, a dinner in the evening, and then another morning session on Sunday before we leave. It is different from any other event, any other conference that you've ever attended, and I will tell you why. So typically, if you go to, let's say, your trade association, even if it's your statewide conference, typically you know 10 or 15 people. Maybe you've been in the industry for a long time and you know 50 or 100, but they're from all over. This is taking all of the people who are making decisions and running things in our city, and we're all there focused together on how to make things better for our community. And if you don't know them, you want to know them. These are the people you work with, your kids go to school with, you bump into at the grocery store, and it's just a different feeling. So I said earlier, there's about 550 attendees every year. Well, most of them bring some family, so maybe 1,100 people. The whole hotel, the whole weekend is Tallahassee. So whether you're in the meeting, you're standing in line for breakfast, you're in the elevator, wherever you are bumping and networking and talking to other folks from Tallahassee the whole time. It's amazing, and it's just hard to explain if you've not experienced it. But everyone's just so focused together on the greater good of our community that it's just a great feeling. You'll meet amazing people. You never know who you're going to be sitting next to. And truly, the decision makers in this town are there. And so I highly encourage everyone to attend. To give you an idea of just how, I don't want to use the word popular because it's much more than just a popular event. But when we opened the hotel registration block, just for the hotel rooms, it sold out in 2 weeks. So we know that people love this event. They look forward to it. They count on it to know what's going on and what the community is doing. So I encourage you to stay on the lookout. At this point, we are just monitoring the what's going on with COVID-19, and we'll know soon what's going to be, how we're going to do this year's conference, but we'll be back on track. So stay tuned and be on the lookout for it.
Yeah, and I want to note, like you said, the room block was sold out, but the conference isn't sold out yet. So we do have still open to register for this year's conference. The next
Yes,
event, let's go to the breakfast meeting.
Sure. So the annual breakfast meeting is our meeting that we have in October. That's the start of our fiscal year. About 400, 500 professionals come to that. We hold it at the Civic Center. And it's really the time for the passing of the gavel from our current chair of the chamber to our new one. But it's also the chance for us to talk about what's coming up in the year. What are we going to be looking at, the priorities, and those types of things. A great event to be part of so that you are in the know for the following year. Again, that's held at the Civic Center every October, and you'll be hearing more about that as it gets a little bit closer.
Do you want to do the annual partner luncheon?
Sure. So for those of you who haven't looked at our membership structure lately, we have a business partner program, which is our steward, trustee, catalyst, and vision. We have an annual partner luncheon, again, where we bring this group of investors together to talk more specifically this time about the chamber and what we're doing and how we are using their membership. Also to hear from them what they're looking for out of their membership. Because again, going back to what a chamber is, we're a group of businesses working together to promote and grow the business community. So be on the lookout for this. As you see, Georgia Pacific is our sponsor this year, and we look forward to our event. Next, we have our Chamber Quarterly Forums. Obviously, these are held 4 times a year. This is something that's more of an executive level event where we talk about subjects that are a little bit broader. So the 4 topics for this year, unless they change based on what's going on in our, that we had no idea to anticipate, but were healthcare, talent, construction, and the first one of the year is always an economic forecast. So again, probably 150 attendees, typically held at the Turnbull Center, and it's a breakfast event, so 7:30 to 9, and it can either be a speaker. Many times for these, we do have panels, and they'll bring in themes that are timely to what's going on in our community right now. And then next, Lunch and Learn. Lunch and Learn is one of our free events for Chamber members. It's held monthly at the Hampton Inn and Suites. And this is designed to bring in different speakers that have something that they can teach you that you can actually take back to your business and use right away. And we have covered the gamut from employment law to social media to, just about internships, how to run an internship program. So it's really, there's really a lot of different topics, and I encourage you to try it. It's classroom style seating, and we typically have 30 to 50 people. True to any chamber event, you get the opportunity to introduce yourself to the room. So, even if the topic is not maybe top of mind for you, and maybe you're thinking, I don't know if that's really applicable. You know what? There's a group of 50 people in that room that you probably haven't met, and this is a great opportunity to get in front of them, meet them, and meet some other professionals. So every event has an opportunity for you. And
this month's Lunch and Learn is going to be virtual, actually. So we're trying to do quite a few of our events virtually, and we're actually having a Lunch and Learn that is with Renee from Career Source, talking about time management, which is very timely and topical for this current climate.
Absolutely. All right, so next, our professional development series is a group of classes. This is a partnership that we have with Tallahassee Community College, and they provide us with some online courses that are available to chamber members. These are 6-week courses. They are college level, excuse me, lost my words, college level, but not college credit. So there is a certificate at the end that you could put in their employment file if you would like. And you can see here the list of there's a set of free classes, and then there's also a set of discounted classes. So just a little caveat, when you register for these, and one person from each business can register for 1 class per month, but when you register, it will initially go through the chamber, but then from there on out, the information that you receive back in terms of completing the registration, you will see will come from Tallahassee Community College. So just be on the lookout for that. But these are great classes. They actually have professors. It's not a webinar, it's an actual class. And then what do we have next? Professional Women's Forum. Mm-hmm. This is one of everyone's favorite events. So each even numbered month, so starting in February, every other month, we host a luncheon for close to 200 women. We feature a local CEO, female CEO or executive, talking about issues that are important to women. There's about 30 minutes prior to it, so from 11:30 to 12, it's networking time. And this is the one event where we have exhibit tables for purchase, and we have usually about 20 different exhibitors, everything from medical to construction to technology. It doesn't matter, because so many businesses are targeting women because they make so many of the purchasing decisions. So there's networking and visiting the different exhibit tables from 11:30 to 12. 12 o'clock the program begins. We always have you out by 1 o'clock, if not just a few minutes early. And then there's some networking after that for those who want to stay behind. But again, great event. If your business targets women, then this would be a great place for you. There are a few men who do attend, but primarily it's women.
Okay, so next that's pretty much it for events. And next we're going to talk about one of our programs that is very popular and is still going on at this time virtually, is our leads groups. And essentially leads groups are they all vary in sizes. We have 7 leads groups right now, but they range from about 15 to 30 people. And they're just a group of people that you are building connections with and that you are relying on to help spread the word for your business. So think of it as an extension of yourself. You're making these connections within that group of people that you can rely on. Whenever they need a plumber, or whenever one of their friends need a plumber, they're going to call their plumber from their leads group. Now, the main thing in our leads group is we do have only one person per category in each group. So there's not any conflicting plumbers in each group. But they meet every other week for about an hour. They range at all different times. So we have a calendar on here where you can see what times of the week they meet, so you can find one that fits in your schedule. And then if you are interested in joining a leads group, you can click on their roster, see who's in there, and see if there's a group that maybe, you see the roster and you see that there's already a bunch of people that you could consider prospects in each group, and that time works for you. So that might be a good one for you to join. But I usually do ask people to reach out about it first, because I want to make sure that there's not any of those conflicting categories. Because I'm sure if you're a plumber, you don't necessarily want another plumber in your group. And each group is a little different on the way they conduct their meetings, but usually it's they do introductions throughout the meeting, and then they have one of the members of the groups speak and kind of give their elevator pitch, you could say, in that meeting, so everybody has a really good understanding of what they're bringing to the table.
Hey, Tyler, they're still meeting virtually right now, correct?
Yeah, most of them are meeting virtually. So we have 7 groups, and most of them are meeting virtually via Zoom like this. And it's those who are still wanting to be active and maybe have the time. There's a lot of people who don't necessarily have the time because they're kind of in panic mode, I guess you could say, but they are really into keeping those connections and continuing some sort of normalcy throughout this time. So they're meeting virtually, and it's going really well. So we are still inviting guests too. So if you're watching this and you're interested in a leads group, this might be a great time to check one out virtually and see if you make any connections through there. So next we have ambassadors, which our ambassadors are a group of about 50 volunteers who act as an extension of us, of the chamber staff. They are basically they're basically recruiting for us in their everyday lives, and we could not be more thankful for them. And so they do things like go to deliver coffee to our new members, or write thank you notes to our members, help us with some phone calls, and as well as the main thing that they all really like to do is go to ribbon cuttings. And so, like I said earlier, we have probably about 3 or more, sometimes it could be a busy week, ribbon cuttings a week, and our chamber volunteers are out there smiling, posing for pictures, and they're also making connections every time they go out. So that's one of the big benefits of being an ambassador, is you get your foot in the door at some of these businesses where maybe you wouldn't have before. So if you're in sales and you're trying to go out and make cold calls, or there's a new business in town that you think would be a really great client for you, well, they might not give you the time of day while they're barely opening in their first week. But if you go there in your chamber red coat that says that you're with the Chamber of Commerce and they have a ribbon cutting and you're there, well, you make that connection right there. And you also don't know who's going to be at that ribbon cutting, because a lot of businesses like to make their ribbon cuttings a big event and invite their CEOs and all of their higher ups in their company to come to Tallahassee for that specific event. and you get to be there shaking hands with all, maybe not shaking hands, but fist bumping during that time to make those connections and be a representative of the chamber rather than Joe Schmo, just another salesperson, that kind of thing. Corey, did I miss anything there?
No, I think that was good.
Okay, great. So moving on, I think we only have a couple more things. The sponsorships. I will have you talk about sponsorships. Is that anywhere on the website?
Sure. So it's under member info.
Oh,
all at the bottom. Yeah, so as you have probably noticed, for each of our events, we have multiple sponsors. Typically, we have one, what we call a presenting sponsor, that is the sponsor for that event for the entire year. And then for each individual event, we have one or more sponsors for that as well. And this really gives our businesses the opportunity to align with our chamber members. So the way that we do this, rather than calling all of our businesses all year round begging for money, is that every fall, so starting usually right around the mid-September, running through Thanksgiving, we have a group of about 50 volunteers who help us with what we call our Total Resource Campaign. Now, we love this model for several reasons. For the member, the beauty of this is that instead of us coming to you all year long, we do it once, but also we're able to talk to you specifically about what you're trying to accomplish, who you're trying to be in front of, who you're targeting. Is there a certain time of year that is better for you? Maybe you've got a product launch, or you're opening a new store, or whatever that is. We take what you're trying to do and then match what we have to offer with what you're doing, rather than us trying to do it the opposite way and trying to make you match us. We try and match you so that we can help what your marketing efforts already are. The volunteers are trained, so they know they've got a whole portfolio, and they can give you ideas of events based on, again, your target audience, the time of year, who it is, because sometimes people want all CEOs and other times they want all the employees. Sometimes they want women, sometimes they want young people. And we can target all those different areas. The beauty on our end is that we know ahead of time, because this happens before our year starts, what we've got to work with for through the year. And it really does help everyone. So be on the lookout. So 2 points about this is be on the lookout for that in September. The second point is, if you're interested in being a volunteer, this is a great way to get to know a lot of people and have a lot of fun doing it. So let me know if you're interested in volunteering for the 2020 campaign, and we will get you on that list. And I guess one third point on that, there are a few things that did not get sold last year that are still available. So if your company is interested, if you feel like the chamber members are a good audience for what you do, and you're interested in being in front of them, let us know, and we'll look at what's left and see if we can't make a good match for you. But again, those are through, that is for all of our events, all of our events, as well as all of the digital and print advertising.
The last thing that we have to talk about is our affiliate programs.
Oh yeah. So let's start out with Leadership Tallahassee. Leadership Tallahassee is an affiliate program of the Chamber. They have probably about 1,100 alumni now, and they are, I think they're in class 37 is the current class, and they're in recruitment now for class 38. But what they do is they take a class of about 35 to 40 folks each year, and the class as a whole spends one business day starting in October all the way through May-ish, learning about different sectors of our community. And what they're doing is they're teaching them how to be community leaders. So if you look at the ballot from any given year for local elections, you will notice that most of the folks on the ballot have been through Leadership Tallahassee. And it just gives you a very well-rounded knowledge of the ins and outs of our community. You get to meet people and see things that on a day-to-day basis you wouldn't, just because they're unavailable. to the general public at just a walk-in moment. But even if you are someone who's lived in Tallahassee all of your life and worked here, you would be shocked at the information that you'd be like, I just had no idea. And the people that you would meet. So it's fantastic. So that's Leadership Tallahassee. Access Tallahassee is our Young Professionals program. We have about 400 participants in that right now. We say it's 40 and under, but we do not card. So we have a lot of folks who like to stay in just because it's a great group of folks. But this was originally started as a retention program for our employers, because what we heard from them is that they can get young people to come work for them, from out of market, from different schools. But if they don't have a way to engage with other young people, then they don't stay. And sometimes in Tallahassee, that can be a little difficult, especially if you're out of college, so you're out of that scene. Maybe you're not quite into the family scene yet, but this gives them a way to connect, to give back, and to do things outside of their work, meet other professionals, and also to meet, professionals that are in the chamber so that they can grow into, again, those community leaders. But super fantastic program. It's an individual program. So if you or any of your employees fit that demographic and you would like more information, please reach out, because it's perfect. It's great for them. And then last but not least is World Class Schools. And this is our program connecting the business community with the K-12 program here in Leon County. Most people are familiar with our Best and Brightest Scholarship program that we have for graduating seniors. You may have also heard of our Challenger program, which is extra physical education in many of the elementary and middle schools.
Great, perfect. I think you covered everything. So yeah, if you have any questions essentially about any of these programs that we've talked about or anything on our website, feel free to reach out to me or Corey. That's what we're here for. And Corey, do you have anything else to say?
I think that's it. Thanks for joining us. We will be doing this live again at some point, so come join us then as well.
But we'll have delicious food. Yep. All right, cool. Thank you.